Members, good evening. It's almost 2:45 on, I think, day 3 or 4 of the debate for the Equal Rights Amendment, as I have been calling it the Inclusive Equal Rights Amendment. And I'm not going to make another long speech, but I did want to just make sure we took a second and celebrated what we are doing here. We are doing something tremendously exciting when we pass this Equal Rights Amendment. We heard a couple of times about how this is not your mom or your grandmom's ERA, but this is my mom's ERA. She's really excited about it. It has the old original ERA. It's the ERA plus. It's okay to change things, to move forward, to recognize that time changes, people changes, culture changes, protections change as well. We have a 100-year civil rights movement moving forward. It's the queer civil rights movement. And every time we take a step forward, we hear the same arguments about the destruction of culture, and the destruction of culture never comes because it's not real. They're just people being recognized for who they are, living their fullest authentic lives. It's a great moment to celebrate. I'm really grateful to the advocates for the ERA who have been so welcoming to the trans community in this fight. They know who they are. They've been doing this work for decades. I'm really grateful to the women on all sides of the aisle who have fought to get here, especially the queer suffragists and the trans suffragists who were spending their time with Susan B. Anthony and who were marching in the 20s. And who were doing this work all alongside their cisgender women, trans women, queer women, lesbians, the whole gang. We've always been there. The rooms have always been super gay, y'all. Alice Paul was gay. There are queer people everywhere throughout this history. There is this idea that there is women who are pro the rights of women and everyone on our side who is like anti-woman. It's just so absurd. We need to stop falling into these simple binaries that just pretend like the women who support trans women's rights are somehow not pro the ERA. It's so silly. So we're going to make a trans-inclusive ERA. We're going to hopefully put it in the Constitution. We are not voting for that tonight. I think that's a good reminder. But what we are doing is taking a step forward, continuing to lead in the state of Minnesota for the protection of all people, and the all people here does mean all. It means trans women and girls, which we have talked at length. At length. I never want to talk about trans women again. But it also means trans men, who we continually erase from this conversation. Nobody ever took up the difficult piece of trans men in sports because it doesn't make sense. If you try to deal with trans men playing on the girls' teams, it doesn't work. We're also protecting non-binary people, two-spirit people, and genderqueer people. And I think that's wonderfully exciting. We should put everyone's protection in the Constitution, not because of superiority, but because of equality. Equal rights means equal for all. We've heard that, and it's time to recognize that equal means equal for all. So thank you so much to everyone who is going to vote for this tonight. I'm very tired, and please vote for the ERA.